BO1 is regarded as one of the best zombies games ever, for good reason, and I think the two starter maps are excellent for new and old players. My name is Mood, and I will explain the best formula for the starting maps. Please enjoy.
Entry 741021! Perhaps this station will hold the key to the real goals of Group 935. I still do not trust my unconventional allies, but they are of great use to me. But I digress. Who would have thought the MDT was capable of time travel? How many stations does this group have? Where did that little girl disappear to? Only time will tell what new questions await us in this theater of the damned.
Kino is one of the most iconic zombies maps of all time. When you think zombies, you think Kino. There are plenty of reasons why you would. You probably know it for either its setting or the round 115 Syndicate run, which is probably fake by the way. Kino is much more on the easier side of things. How? Well, for starters, Treyarch changed the Quick Revive perk to revive yourself on solo, making it useful, unlike me. When you spawn in, you get two options. A, go right, B, go left. You should probably go right and up the stairs for more breathing room and the MP40 wall buy for 1,000 points. Well, whatever way you get there, you must turn on the power on the stage. Now you have access to a few perks and a few traps. Yeah, another reason why Kino is so easy. The traps. The traps do infinite damage and are easy to take advantage of. Once you have the power on, you have access to the entirety of the stage area. For those who don't know, training is a type of strategy used by pros. They run in front of the zombies, creating big clusters of zombies. Which brings me to my next point. The Thunder Gun. The Thunder Gun is an infinite damage wonder weapon, like the traps, but you shoot the same amount of damage. Also, the Ray Gun makes a return from World at War. It is on every Treyarch Zombies map. Another reason why Kino is very noob friendly is that it tracks the mystery box. There usually is a sign of the map with lights on it. If there's a green light, that's where the box is. The Pack-a-Punch is very easy to get to. First, turn on the power. Second, go to the teleporter and interact with it. Lastly, go back to spawn and then interact with the mainframe, and then go back to the teleporter. In summary, Kino is a noob-friendly map, which isn't a bad thing. In fact, I enjoy the map. Anyone can. But new players should default to this map. Now, let's take a look at the complete opposite. 5 is hard, which is why it suffices to older players at the time. People who stuck around till the end of World at War would have enjoyed this map. And to be honest, it's not that bad. I love it for its setting. So, like, you're telling me you don't want to kill zombies in the Pentagon alongside JFK? Give me a break. 5 is definitely overshadowed by Kino. There's no arguing against that. But it's still a good map. And here's why. 5's whole premise is about being hard to the older players. So I will say what is difficult about it. First, when you spawn in, there's not that much space. You get 2 hallways and a room and that's it. Until you go down the elevator to the war room, which has a few wall buys, 3 perks, and Pack-a-Punch once you have the power on. Speaking of the power, there is, you guessed it, another elevator you have to go down. Now you're in the labs. Simply, go to the room on your left in the middle of the hallway. Now look at your points. 5 is a fairly big map, and big map equals big points needed. Well anyway, let's discuss the floors and what's on them. There are 3 floors on 5. I don't know what it's called, the conference room? Yeah, we'll go with that. The conference room, the war room, and the labs. The conference room has Speed Cola, a teleporter that teleports you to a random floor/location, Quick Revive, and the only trap, the electric trap. The war room has Jug, Double Tap, and Mule Kick, the MP5, the PM63, which is absolutely trash by the way, and the Stakeout. Of the 3 floors, the war room is definitely the best to train in. When you have the power on, you have access to the Pack-a-Punch by getting on DEFCON 5. Simply find 5 switches and go to the teleporter in the war room. After you pack your guns, get ready for a fight. The second that this door opens, a horde will be waiting for you. Lastly, the trap pieces here. When you pick it up, go back to the contents room and place the part in the trap. Now, down in the labs there are a few teleporters, a few wall buys, the power switch, a morality check, the mystery box, and one actual somewhat consistent teleporter. Wonder weapon wise, we have the Winter's Howl, an awful, underwhelming piece of American engineering, and the ray gun, which itself is underwhelming. Like, give me the China Lake to snipe zombies with. Well, even with all the cards stacked against the COD Zombies community, they managed to get to round 100 on the map by utilizing the trap. Oh, and I almost forgot, the Pentagon Thief. The Pentagon Thief is the replacement for dog rounds. Only one person can see him, and that person is the one he's targeting. When he gets to you, he will steal your gun that you're carrying. But if you kill him before he steals your gun, you get a bonfire sale. Pack-a-Punch is 1,000 points instead of 5,000. But if you kill him after, you will get a fire sale and a max ammo. It's an interesting way to shake up the map. Now, I know some of you are pulling your hair out because I haven't mentioned the cast. So here they are. We have Richard Nixon, totally not a crook.
I'm not a crook, I'm not a crook, I'm not a crook, I'm not a crook!
Fidel Castro, I have no idea what he's saying.
Considérese castigado!
Robert McNamara, I mean McNamara.
Hands off the Mac, Jack!
And JFK. Yes, as in John Franklin Kennedy. Pretty killer cast. Pun intended.
Need some beans for the chowder here!
In summary, 5 isn't a bad map, and it wasn't at the time. You had new players going to Kino and old players going to 5. Sounds good, right? Until you realise that 5 is locked behind the completion of the Black Ops 1 campaign. So everyone at the time is going to Kino. Nowadays, you have access to 5 straight out of the box. So when you get the game, you get 5. I believe 5 is worth a try at the very least. If perhaps 5 wasn't locked behind BO1's campaign completion, I'd say it would have had more of a fan base. Well, that's me, folks. Please subscribe. Goodbye. Have a good one.